All right, chapter 5 for lyricists, and the beat goes on. This module is all about rhythm. And for the lyricist, that has multiple meanings. There is the rhythm of each line. There is the underlying rhythmic pulse of the song itself. There is also within the song the opportunity to create rhythmic patterns that repeat. And when you do this, especially if you do that along with some kind of parallel grammatic structure, then it makes it much easier for the composer to write a really memorable tune, a tune that sticks in our ears. Examples, I think they're probably cited in the text at some point or another, but examples for you to listen to anyway, if they aren't, are songs like Just in Time from the musical Bells Are Ringing, or go way back in time. If Bells Are Ringing isn't far enough back in time for you, go way back in time to the 20s to the song Tea for Two from No No Nanette and see how that melodic motif repeats and repeats and repeats, and it's possible for the motif to repeat that way because the lyric allows it. Picture you upon my knee, tea for two and two for tea. Nobody near us to see us or hear us, no friends or relations on weekends, vacations. Hear the parallel rhythmic structure of that lyric, or just in time, I found you just in time. Before you came, my time was running low. So there, it's very, very clear how repeating rhythmic patterns within a lyric make it possible for the tune to be very, very memorable. And if those repeating rhythmic patterns are done in some kind of parallel grammatical structure, it makes it just that much easier for the audience to remember the song. So that's part of your assignment. However, the assignment is to write a two-person lyric for people who are having an argument. And generally, we want the argument to progress in intensity. And one of the ways you do that is by shortening the lines. So each person might have a long line in the beginning of the song, and by the time you get to the end, that long line could be broken up and be 4 short lines, alternating between the two people who are arguing. It's up to you to figure this out. It's up to you, and if you're working with a composer, you work it out with the composer as to where the song intensifies and how. Is that going to be doubling the rhythm in the orchestration? Is that going to be a key change? Is that going to be an actual tempo change? What is the device that's going to help? I can't make that decision for you. You have to make that decision. And if you're a lyricist working alone, then I'm going to focus strictly on the repeating rhythmic patterns and the grammatical structure to see if there are opportunities for parallel structures in the lyric that render it easier to remember. And if you are writing lyrics where the characters are singing contrapuntally, that is, singing at the same time, different words at the same time, and probably on different melodies, then I want to see those words side by side. If they are singing one after the other, then you can write those lyrics the same way you write dialogue. First one character's the lyric, then the next character's the lyric. So either side by side or one after the other, or a combination if that's the way your lyric progresses. So whether you're working alone or working with a book writer, in which case you're going to be taking your hints from the book writer's assignment. Remember that if you're working alone, you do want to look at the assignment for the book writer and look at beat 2 of that scene as the takeoff point for your lyric. And the bulk of the lyric would be the argument in beat 3 of the scene. But if you're working with the book writer, then you can borrow his dialogue and use that as fodder, if you will, for your lyric. And if you're working with a composer, you can discuss this between you to decide how the lyrics should go, whether or not you are working with a book writer. So you have lots of choices there. But keep in mind that rhythm to a lyricist is not merely the poetic rhythm of the lyric. It has a lot to do with the pulse of the song and the rhythm of the scene in which the song takes place. So I look forward to reading your lyric and hearing it if you're working with a composer, and I'll see you in the next chapter.